Do you hate playing those annoying lefties like this guy right here?
So big.
In this video, we're gonna take you step by step how to beat the most annoying players on the court, those dreaded lefties.
The biggest reason us righties hate to play the dreaded lefty opponent is because they capitalize on our weaknesses with their strengths. As you can see here, Ian is using his forehand to really punish Kevin's backhand over and over again. Using his strength to Kevin's weakness puts Kevin in a defensive state. If you find yourself in this sinkhole situation, you must figure out a way to turn the tables. You want to use your strength to your opponent's weakness any chance you can possibly get. So just as Kevin is going to do here, he has flipped the scenario on Ian and is now using his forehand to Ian's backhand. This advantage can be huge against the lefty opponent, and we will discuss how to turn the tables effectively here in just a minute. There are three main variations you can use in match play to really dominate your left-handed opponent. The first is height. See how well they can handle high balls and low balls to their weak side. If you hit a super high heavy ball and they're running way backwards on the defense, if you hit a low slice and they really have trouble digging it out at their feet. These are the types of things that you're looking for when you start to vary the height of the ball on their weaker ground stroke. Kevin's doing a really good job here of trying out both scenarios of height to see which one works best against Ian's weak backhand side. The second variation is depth. Can your lefty opponent handle a driving ball or a high, heavy ball that lands really deep in the court? Do they struggle to absorb and move back efficiently? As you can see, Kevin tries both the deep drive and the high, heavy, while he really pays attention to what Ian is doing in return. If your lefty opponent can't absorb, this tactic should be used as often as you can to put yourself on the offense and take advantage of any short ball returns. The third variation we're going to discuss is width. We are talking angles and rolls now. If Kevin successfully moves Ian off the court with a soft, short angle, this puts Ian in a tough position and can often generate a weak return shot. If that happens, as we see here, Kevin can capitalize and take control of the point. You can start with the ball cross court to the weakness and then continue to move it out wide shot by shot. It doesn't really have to be one and done angle, and it is much more effective at a high level if it's done with 2 or 3 balls instead. The goal of all three variations is to find patterns of play that will help lead to offensive play and more points won. When you find yourself in a defensive rally situation where your lefty opponent is hitting their strength to your weakness, you must find a way to change direction. Do I mean hit the ball down the line and hope for the best? Absolutely not. But do I know that with good margins and shape on the ball, that change of direction can be very effective and successful to turn the tables? Kevin is demonstrating a great way to change the ball from his backhand weakness to his forehand strength. He has good shape and height over the net with his backhand, giving him time to recover, good depth in the court, and no chance of missing in the net. Secondly, his target is well within the sidelines. That way, if you're a little off target, you won't be making the error. The whole reason to turn the tables is to cause your lefty opponent to hit their backhand weakness to your forehand strength. I'm not saying that your opponent can't ever go back down the line, but the best percentage shot for them off a deep ball to their backhand side is to go back cross court, hence to your strength. Let's talk about returning that crazy lefty serve. There are two important factors that come into play when you're talking about return of serve. The first is positioning. As you can see here, Kevin is returning on the ad side of the court and is standing in the middle. This is great for returning a righty serve, which moves to the right, but if you're playing a lefty player, this can be very problematic. A lefty serve always moves to the left, so your positioning on the ad side of the court should actually be shifted more to the left to account for that spin. As you can see, Kevin has now moved over into a better position, which results in his increased ability to be more balanced on the return of serve. On the deuce side of the court, you will stand more in the middle, keeping in mind that the serve will also move to the left. The second important factor on returning a lefty serve is the spin. A right-handed player slices a serve, it will spin off to the right. If they have a really high-level kick serve, it will kick to the left. This is the exact opposite if you're playing a left-handed player. The slice serve will move off to the left, and the kick serve, keep in mind this is a very high-level kick serve, will move off to the right. By understanding the correct positioning and spin of the lefty serve, You have a much better idea of what to expect when you are returning. It's time we put it all together. By now, you understand the pattern of play that those dreaded lefties capitalize on, the variations you need to help you dominate your lefty opponent, how to turn the tables to favor your strength in a rally, and be able to put yourself in an advantageous position for the return of serve. Let's look here as Kevin illuminates all 4 of these factors in a match play situation. As you can see, he is positioned correctly to return Ian's lefty serve, keeping in mind the spin on the ball. Kevin is now on the defense with Ian's forehand strength to his backhand weakness. He waits for the right opportunity and uses good margins to turn the tables and put himself in a more offensive situation with his forehand strength to Ian's backhand weakness. And by doing so, he has now given himself the advantage to get a short ball and win the point. As I said in the beginning, the biggest reason we hate to play those lefties is their use of their strengths to capitalize on our weaknesses. But now you know that if you find yourself in that sinkhole situation, you can flip the scenario on that lefty opponent, take advantage of their weaknesses, and win more points in match play. No need to fear that dreaded lefty player anymore. Next time you're on the courts with that lefty player, put these into action and see what a difference it can really make. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to click the like and leave your comments below.